Skylar, can you come do the dishes, please?
Yeah, okay, I'll do that in a bit.
Skylar, I asked you to come do the dishes 30 minutes ago.
Oh shoot, I totally forgot. Yes, a classic scene of forgetting what to do almost directly after what has been told. James tells us to stray away from this example in James chapter 1 verse 22 to 25. He says, "Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks at his face in a mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like." As such, this is a calling to practice what we read and what we are told to do in the Bible. For believers, this could look like carrying out one act of kindness a day to someone who needs it, or forgiving someone who weighs heavily on your mind. James tells us not to just read the Bible, but to live the Bible. Hey, I'm that paramedic you called. What seems to be the problem? There you are. I'm so glad you're here. I'll just give you a rundown of the situation. He just suddenly passed out and he's not breathing anymore. Is there anything you can do to help? Don't worry about it. I've handled these situations many times. Don't worry. I'm a professional. So, what are you gonna do to help? Yep. I believe he's gonna live. How is that gonna help? You need to do something, CPR. Yeah, no, we don't need to do anything like that. Yeah, I think he's totally fine. I just have faith that he's gonna be fine. Yeah, I mean, it's happened before. They just turn out normal. No, he's not gonna wake up. Trust me, I've done this so many times. Like, he's gonna be fine in just a little bit. Yeah, don't worry about that beeping. That beeping's fine. Like, you can just ignore it.
Do something,
he's gonna be, you know, like,
Wake up!
3, 2, okay, yeah. No, he's gonna be... Though this example may seem a little exaggerated, this point still remains that faith without works is considered dead. James calls the believers out to express their faith through their works. He gives us examples to follow through, such as Abraham following God's command to sacrifice his son, or Rahab helping the Israelite spies infiltrate the walls of Jericho. Just like the examples I mentioned before, we should perform acts of kindness and faith to people in need. These could look like volunteering in a food bank, or a place like Salvation Army and helping out with the homeless. However, there are some statements made in this verse that can contradict other verses in the Bible, which can cause some confusion in people's faiths. It says in Ephesians 2 verse 8 to 9, "For his loving favor you have been saved from the punishment of sin through faith. It is not through anything you have done, it is a gift of God. It is not given to you because you have worked for it. If you could work for it, you would be proud." This verse kind of contradicts James's words, as he says that faith alone will do nothing. You need works. Yet Paul says that faith alone will save you, as deeds can make one boastful. However, I believe that we shouldn't be confused in these verses. James says that we perform acts of faith just as Jesus did, and Paul says that we are saved only by Jesus, not by our own deeds. These verses goes towards the same goal of performing acts in Jesus' nature. Not boasting, not in a way to make yourself better, but to be like Jesus.
Yo, what up, bro?
Oh, hey. Long time no see.
So, how you been?
Yeah, no, I've been good. And yourself?
Yeah, no, this crazy thing happened to me. I finally realized that I can plan my whole life, you know? And it sounds like the way that I'm planning it, it's gonna be absolutely perfect.
You formulated a plan for the rest of your life.
Yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna be going to university like next year, and I'm gonna go to geology, and then I'm gonna bump into someone, and then that someone is gonna be like, "Hey dude, why'd you do that?" And then I'm gonna be like, "I don't know." And then it's gonna be kinda like, "Hey, do you wanna join my business or something?" And then we turn into like the next Google or something. You know?
In James, he calls out people not to arrogantly plan out their future, as if they have any control over what happens. He doesn't say outright that you shouldn't make any plans, but he does say not to make them in a way to be boastful about what might come. He says to make plans that correlate with God's will. So when making plans, believers should remember this. If it is the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that. Go out and make that dinner plan with that special someone, because that's not a sin. However, do not boast about said dinner plan, for that is not the Lord's will. All in all, the book of James has some pretty useful things for Christians and non-Christians alike. Although there are some things structured more as advice for Christians, other things are just good pieces of advice. However, I do have one problem with this book. In my opinion, it focuses on what not to do so much that it forgets to tell you what you should do in detail. Other than that, stamp of approval or whatever.